You got me in it.
Okay, you go. Alright, hi everybody, I'm Jacob, I live here. Tonight I'm going to tell you a little bit about illegal immigration and hopefully shape your opinions on it and what you think about it. First off, has anybody heard anything about illegal immigration in the news lately or anything like that? Raise your hands. Alright, what have you heard?
It's bad.
Bad, yes. The new things that were just out, Arizona immigration law, they developed a new law, and Rabashkin, he was the owner of Agri-Processors. Here's a picture of the plant there. That's actually a town like 40 minutes northeast of me, and 2008 they had a illegal immigration raid, and they actually came in and arrested 390 people. And they took them and basically deported almost all of them. And that was a huge disaster for that town and that business, and it basically killed the town for quite a while, and luckily they recovered, I guess. So yeah, what I'm trying to say through that is that mass deportation is not the right solution to immigration. You just can't come in and, oh, there's 400 people here who are here illegally, and if you just deported them, the next morning, you're left with kids who maybe have one parent, or probably both parents are gone because, they came here together, but maybe the kid was born here, so they can't be deported too. And then the town, it hurt the economy, and, all the small town, half the residents are gone, and it's just a bad deal for everybody. That leads me to my next thing. According to the Pew Hispanic Center, in 2005 there were 5.3 million illegals working in the American system. And if you look at it from how many people that could be putting out of work, there could be 5.3 million Americans that are not unemployment that are, and that was in 2005, so I'm sure it's gone up to around 8 million by now. And some people argue that illegal immigrants come in and do work that Americans don't want to do or aren't willing to do. And agri-processors, that was a terrible deal. Not good working conditions. I've seen it. If I had a choice, I would never work there. Now here's some of the people that got deported from that. But by the end of the week, they had 300 new people hired that were legal citizens to take their places. So the argument that they're not people willing to fill up the jobs is kind of it just doesn't fit into the actual real world. And then besides getting deported and hurting the economic system in that town and taking jobs away, they also, a lot of money that they make goes back to their families in Mexico or Guatemala or anywhere where they come from. A lot of them are from there. It goes back to their families to help give them a better life, and so it takes the money out of the United States and puts it into the other countries. And then they probably don't pay taxes either since they're not here legally, and that also takes money out of the United States. Another thing is crime rates. According to WorldNet Daily, 75% of illegal immigrants who are deported and then returned back to the country commit a crime within the first year of being here, and then 32% of them who are not deported commit a crime in the first year, but it's not serious enough to deport them, and 7% of those commit at least three crimes and are arrested and held for a little while. So if we stopped the immigrants from coming here in the first place with a secure border, that would help bring our crime rates down, and with unemployment it would help out too. And then once we have a secure border, we can start worrying about deporting. But we shouldn't deport on a widespread basis. If you have somebody commit a illegal, terrible crime, then you should go and say, hey, you're not from our country. You need to go back where you came from and let their country deal with it in their legal system. And the last thing I want to talk about is healthcare. Many people might not think that healthcare is a huge issue with illegal immigrants, but they just have to go to the ER every time they have any problems because they don't have insurance to go to a real doctor, like in preventative care. You know, they're going to wait till worst case scenario, and then I have to go to the ER doctor because even though it wasn't very bad, it is now. And that just crowds them, and you know, people with real emergencies that, you know, couldn't have gotten care earlier, they might have to wait or, you know, cause some delay because of illegals that, you know, are abusing our system. And then one more thing about healthcare is that anybody that comes into our country illegally has to be checked for diseases or, you know, make sure they're not sick. But people who just walk across the border, basically they come in, no health checks, and they could be carrying some contagious disease, H1N1 for example. You know, if they have that, you know, come in contact with a bunch of people, give it to them, and they don't know how they have it or if the other person could have had it. So they could spread any disease like that, like especially dangerous if it was epidemic or pandemic type disease. So it's just really important that we have a secure border. Well, that's all I have for tonight. I hope that the information that I presented to you guys and that little personal story at the beginning, you know, will help shape your views and make your decisions down the road. Any questions? All right. Thank you.